Artists, creatives, and designers, welcome to Dream Aloud Art, the podcast where creatives are educated on seeing value in themselves and their creations. Presented to you by RTA, respecttheartist.com. I'm your host, fellow creative and friend, Electra B. Frederick. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you please tell me why you are so terrified of your own success? Like, can we just take a moment out? Now, I know for some of you, artists, creators, and designers, I know for some of you, the verbiage of terrified is like, no, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not terrified. I am not terrified. Trust and believe. I want to be successful. I just want to be successful. If you don't know that song, look it up. It's called Successful by Drake and Trey Songz. So y'all are going to get me started because you would not believe how many artists are actually hiding in the shadows of their own doubt, the shadows of their own confusion. This is not a judgment session. It is, I tell y'all all the time, and in case you don't remember that I've said this, I never speak on something that I don't know, right? I get it. I understand that. But what I'm bringing to you is truth. What I'm bringing to you is putting light to those dark areas of doubt, right? So, yeah, there are a lot of artists that they're nervous about stepping into their own power, right? Success in this topic. They're nervous. They are extremely doubtful in their gift or gifts, right? They have yet to have, as y'all know, a strong foundation of confidence. You know, I speak on this all the time. Artists want all these tips and they want all these tricks, and I get the most views and I get the most plays on episodes or reels or anything that has to do with selling art. Let me tell you, everybody just wants that fast hit. It doesn't work like that. Even if you obtain what is like a fast hit, if you do not properly handle that or manage that hit, we'll just say it's a sale, you're going to go right back to the same groove of scarcity, the same groove of fear and doubt, judgment, all of it. You're just going to fall right back into that because that's the pattern that you're used to. It's the routine that you're used to. It's what you're used to. So until you have the shift in your mentality, in your being, in your body, in your spirit, all of that, until you have that shift, player, it's not going to hit the same way. It never will. Why is it, and y'all have heard me say this before, why do we have so many examples of people who have obtained massive amounts of money and they're still very, extremely unhappy? Because look at the foundation. We got to look at the foundation. But the twist is that so many people wait until they get money in order to understand that it's not the answer to your prayers. All right. It will, no doubt that finances can solve. Finances are very valuable. Finances can solve our survival situation, right? It can do that for us. It could get you a better living situation, put food on the table, and put clothes on your back. But money does not. Now money can help solve some of your situations, your issues. If you value mental health, then you'll invest in getting a professional to help. But unfortunately, if your health, your well-being, your spiritual well-being is not a priority, I promise your funds will not go there. It'll go to the same things that you think only on a mental plane, the same things that you think are going to get you somewhere and make you feel like a better person. But maybe some flashy labels, maybe some men, maybe some women, you know, uh vacation, like that stuff, like chill out. Even if you think getting all the art supplies you want, how does that help you mentally and spiritually, right? Maybe you can use it as a tool, but if you don't have that idea to use it as a tool, then it's not going to help you. All right, that was your quick introduction. As I sip my cacao, listen, this is what I do. I sip my cacao. All right, so let's get into it. 3 reasons why you are terrified. I mean, terrified. We're talking scary movie, terrified. 3 reasons why you're terrified of your own success. So, the first reason, and this is not in any particular order besides the one I'm giving to you right now, right? As far as matter of importance. So, the first one we're going to talk about is you will have to change. Say what? You will have to change. You see, what you're doing, and please take a deep breath for the people who believe this does not apply to you, then just listen with an open heart and listen with your spiritual ear, okay? So chill out. If you don't think this applies to you, it's all good. But if this does apply to you, I encourage you to hear me, because I'm saying this with love. You will have to change. What makes you think that you are going to get to a level of success monetarily, energetically, spiritually, mentally, self-improvement wise? What makes you think that you don't have to change? You don't have to change how you think. You don't have to change where you're at spiritually. You don't have to change the amount of information you have. You don't have to put a system in place. You don't have to come up with a new, maybe not a new process, but you don't have to come up with a process. You don't have to do anything. You just need a tip and a trick. What makes you think that way? This is where I've had conversations with clients, right? Where, as I say, I bust it down. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at where these ideas come from, because it is a temporary, because I'm being optimistic, it is a temporary block where this is what happens. You see the end result. We're incredible visionaries, right? Incredible visionaries. You see the end result, but you legit think you don't have to take the steps in between. Visualize the next step. Can we do that? Visualize the next step. So we're going to use a physical body as an example. Y'all love to go straight to the most viral videos of the girl in the gym doing the squats, right? I get it, because legs are important to me. Trust and believe, okay? But we go straight to that and say, gosh, I really want that, right? See, this is where you're like, I want that life. I want my body to look that way. I want to wear those, leggings. I want to wear that tank. I want to be cute in my cushiony looking shoes, or I want to work out in my Converses just like her. Oh my goodness. But you haven't even, like, you want that, but your lack of desire, your lack of understanding your value has not propelled you to take the first step, right? And I'm laughing because I get it. I experienced this. I got stories for days, right? But we're focused on you. So if you understood that you have value that cannot be matched with a dollar amount, it cannot. If you understood that you have value, you would know that that of which you desire is innately put in you for a reason. That reason is so you can work and move toward that desire. But that desire does not always just fall in your lap. That desire requires action. Somebody write that down. The desire requires action. What? But you're terrified of your success because you're going to have to change. So that means to get that body, you're going to have to allocate a level of discipline where you create the time to begin, and then you create the time to research. Maybe you want to research a little something about the physical fitness, right? And then you're like, do I even have the proper attire? Like, do I have the proper attire? And if you don't have the proper attire, ask yourself, does it even matter that I have it? Not really. I got news for you. It really doesn't. People work out in sweaters. Like, people work out in whatever they got, okay? But they've at least taken the first step. Oh, I can't afford those $100 leggings. Well, don't worry about them right now. Just get the moving, get the moving. So the same rule applies when it comes to your creativity. You're scrolling along. This is what tends to happen. I have a wide audience on Instagram, right? Scrolling along, they come across whomever's doing what. Let's just say they have their work in like the top notch, some top notch exhibit somewhere down yonder, okay? And the artist's like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to get there so bad. Yeah, but then you want that in 2.5 seconds because your idea of success is that you just add it to your cart. Add to cart and check out. That's stop thinking that way. Stop it. Stop. Just stop thinking that way. Make the decision to change how you think. So I'm going to wrap that one up, and let's move on to the next one. Y'all got me started. Y'all do that all the time. You get me started. Oh, I see it too often, y'all. I see it too often. And this is why I enjoy working with my clients, because we put stuff down on paper. And I appreciate my clients because they understand how much of an investment they're making in themselves. Like, the mindset shift will change the entire trajectory of your life. But the question is, do you want it, or are you just still playing games? Like, the amount of unnecessary things that I see artists invest, it's not even an investment. They'll just spend money on the most random things. But ask an artist to spend some money on themselves, like to really level themselves up. They won't do it because they don't believe that there's value in it. They have more trust that investing in, and for example, they have more trust to invest in junk food for a month and think that that's going to bring them a high that they need. Yeah, for 2 seconds. Okay, for 2 seconds, and you digest that joint, okay? It's not going to carry out a longevity. Is that what I want to say right now? I don't know. It won't work for the long haul, all right? It won't work for the long haul. Point blank. Point blank. But they'd rather put their coins there, or they'd rather go have a $200 meal somewhere fancy, or they'd rather impulse buy hookahs and junk food and cigarettes or whatever y'all got out here, whatever people are smoking, while it is a deficit to their health, but it gives them a quick high. I'm not here to knock it. I'm not here to knock hookah. I'm just using it as an example, okay? I'm not here to knock junk food either. But you have to be mindful of where your bucks are going. Silly stuff, y'all. Silly stuff. But ask them to spend $10 to 10. So ask them to spend $2. Put their coins on themselves, and they won't do it. They don't, because they have yet to understand the value sometimes. Sometimes that's how it works. So reason number 2, let's just revisit. Reason number 1 was you will have to change. That's one reason why you're so terrified of your own success. This means your routine. This means your friends. This means there's a shedding that has to happen. This change has to happen. And you love to post memes. You love to post quotes about change is so necessary. Yeah, well, you get it. You get the information idea, but you don't understand the lifestyle. Like, you have to change. You have to. So, reason number 2 is your idea of success is misguided or you don't even have one. You don't even have an idea of success yet. Like, you are like a success cocktail. Like, if someone tells you, "Oh, isn't your idea of success doing your work on a beach somewhere on your laptop on a beach?" You're like, "Yeah, that's my oh, yeah, I'd love that." Then someone else says, "Oh my gosh, wouldn't your idea of success be to be in Colorado in the mountains?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's my idea too." Wouldn't your idea of success be to have your artwork, um, displayed in this gallery in this and you're like, yeah, you don't even know what that is for you. So you're like a success cocktail. Like, you just give me any kind of experience and I'll run with it. And so that's one angle, right? It's misguided. It's either misguided or you just don't have one. And since you don't have one, how can you move toward that of which is yours? Answer me that. I'm gonna let you pause. Like, how is that even? You can't. And that's why it's so terrifying for you, because you'd be getting inside of a cab and not you would have no clue what to tell the cab driver. Now, y'all know me. I'm all about my faith. I'm all about spirituality. I'm not going to dive into that topic, but trust and believe. I put my faith is in the driver's seat. So it doesn't mean I'm being misguided. That means I'm being guided correctly. That's what that means to me. I'm being guided correctly. But anyway, so and on the misguided side of the house, you come up with all the problems of being successful, which prevents you from taking the first step. And when I work with my clients, again, we bust all this down. We bust it down. And y'all, I have some amazing friends in my life. I have amazing friends, but I cannot tell you how much I see some of them working at a deficit. But since they don't want to make it a discussion, because sometimes making it a discussion means you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to get very uncomfortable. So they don't want to make it a discussion, so it won't be one. Like, it won't be one. I am not here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to try to, it's like eating habits, right? I might see somebody, a good friend who is resistant to feedback or who isn't asking for my feedback, then I don't give it. What's the point? There has not been an expressed desire. That makes as much sense. I mean, I'm giving you different examples, but that makes zero sense for me to try to impose and tell somebody what they should be doing or make strong suggestions if they have not expressed the desire from my perspective. Like, that's just all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And I personally wouldn't expect for anyone to impose stuff on me if I didn't ask about it. Like, okay, like, why are you talking about that? But I will say, with my clients, again, this is what I love because it's a shared conversation. It's a shared desire from as far as being an instructor, a speaker, and an author, an artist first, of course, right? But I have the desire to connect with people who want to share the energy. Like, what is the point? If we're like, what is the point of us getting together if we're going to have resistance and walls between us? So when we make that a discussion, when we define what your idea of success is, when you gain clarity, not just a play word where like, I want clarity. And then I just give you some ethereal thing to just like, oh, you're like, oh, that doesn't, no, clarity where we write stuff down and we work on stuff. Okay. Here's what we're doing. This is what we need to work on. Start taking those steps. You need to get clear about and here's the thing, your idea of success can change, but you need to start working towards something. So we'll look at the bodybuilding chick on Instagram. That chick is not you, or that, well, I'm saying chick because I'm a woman. So that woman is not you And as you start working on yourself, you will realize what works best for you. You have a different body shape, you're at a different age, whatever it is, but you're realizing, oh, okay, I this move, particular move, like say you're doing squats, right? This kind of leg exercise or this squat it feels comfortable, but this one feels more comfortable. So I'm going to do this one. So you have to take actual steps. You have to take actions in order to get better clarity. In order to get better clarity. So you write out that idea of what your idea of success is, write it out, right? And then start taking steps toward it. It can, and you have permission to shift that because you're learning things in the process of moving toward that idea of success. I hope that makes sense. You may need to rewind this 30 seconds or so. I'm not going to repeat it. You may need to rewind it. So the first one we talked about is a reason why you're so terrified of your own success is that you'll have to change. The second reason why you're scared, I'm going to say it, you're scared of your own success is that your idea of success has been misguided or you don't have one at all. Why do you think that employers have goals set in place for the team so y'all can start moving toward it? Like here's the sales goal for the month. Let's work toward it. Let's look at it every day as a reminder to keep us on path. Why do you think that is? Psychology plays a big part in it. And the third reason why you are terrified of your own success, the third reason is you're afraid of what people will think of you. So you're afraid of what they'll think of you, okay? This connects to the previous one about a misguided perception of success. So you go straight for the gabillionaire that's getting so much attention in the news, on the media, whatever. You go straight to them and say, "Oh, I don't want that life." What? I swear, like the brokest person is saying, "I don't want that life." Are you serious right now? You act like there's no level in between. Like, like you either have to be a gabillionaire or broke. Like that's no. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There are so many, and if I'm talking on a scale of like poverty, middle class, and the uber wealthy, right? A lot of us, including myself, fit into the middle class, right? If you're looking at economic status and all of this, all right, how does this connect to being an artist? All right, because you have finances that you need to obtain in order to not only survive but thrive. That means get into the profit. So now myself, I'm a very ambitious woman, super ambitious, but I'm very, very aware of my energy. So my dominant energy is feminine energy. Okay. So I love my femininity. So I want to make sure that I'm taking care of my femininity. And in the midst of the ambition, it's like a good combo for me because I am not going to act like I'm not ambitious because that would be a lie to myself. All right. So I give you that buffer because I do have my own personal goals in my life. But I know that I have to fuel or my ambition has to be fueled in order for me to continue to excel. If that confuses you, you can go ahead and rewind if you don't get that, but you should be able to get it. Y'all are smart. So when it comes to the middle class, many people remain in the middle class mentally, okay? Middle class spiritually, or the middle class economically. So if we look at it from the economic standpoint, many people are very comfortable and they are disillusioned by the idea of comfort, meaning they don't have to do anything else. This is what I'm saying. Yes, 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 yes. There are people who don't think that way. If it doesn't apply to you, then this shouldn't bother you a bit. But if it does apply to you, you probably got light triggered, okay? Probably. Probably. I'm just going to keep it real. Usually the person it applies to gets the most defensive. That's just how it is, okay? So anyway, there are people, and I'll again just using economic status, whatever. There are people who are super cozy. I meet artists who, as long as they eaten and as long as they're got food on the table, as long as their family's taken care of, that's a high achievement. I'm not going to act like that's nothing to be grateful for. But for some reason, the fulfillment is not hitting. When you're not being fulfilled, you start to get snippy and snappy, and then you blame it on, oh, it must be, oh, I'm just, hey, it's just one of those. No, it's not. You're not fulfilled. And that sense, the higher sense of fulfillment, is laying inside of your own energy that you are not tapping into. And you wonder why you are so snippy, or you wonder why you cop an attitude at someone you love and care for. Okay. Maybe you need to actually lean towards your fulfillment. Maybe you are a bit ambitious. And because you're not being true to your real self, not the social media self. You're not being true to your real self. Because you're not being true to your real self, you're frustrated and you're convincing yourself that your outer world needs to change, not you. Because, oh, whoa, now, reason number one, you are not willing to change. And so you want your external world to change and dictate to you fulfillment. I know that's deep. I know that's deep. Y'all have heard all kinds of stuff that we create our own reality and our perception is everything. And it starts from within. Y'all love to repost these memes by Deepak Chopra and Oprah and everybody and their brother. Y'all love to share that stuff, but y'all don't live it. Y'all don't live it because you don't actually believe that. You don't believe it. You believe that if someone gives you something, or you take something, that is the only way your situation can change. And when I work with my clients, man, I'm just grateful. That's all I got to say. I am so grateful and I'm so blessed to even work with individuals who have a shared desire. You have to understand, me as a coach, I have an innate desire to help. And I help in a lot of different ways, but we're talking about art right now and artists, right? So my innate desire to help you tap in to what you already got, right? Help you find it. It's in your house. Now we're just gonna have to look at the different rooms. We're gonna have to look at the foundation of the house. We're gonna have to look at the foundation of the home, period, like every element of the foundation, okay? The walls, the doors, the plumbing, the air conditioning, like we're going to look at every aspect and really bust it down. But I can't deal out. I don't even I why would you want to, and I'll say you, why would you want to help somebody that don't want help? Like what? Do yourself a favor, let it go. Let it go. You love them, you care for them, they're your family, they're your friends, they're your sons, daughters, parents, cousins, you know, just let it be. Accept it. Not saying that it's right, but to understand, you have to just accept that. You have to accept that some people don't want it. And that, for me, that kind of hurts is the word I'm going to use, but not to the point where I'm losing sleep at night, right? I'm not stressing about it. I love artists and I put a lot of content out there for y'all. But I mean, it's all good. You do whatever works for you. But what's fulfilling for me is to be able to to help at a much deeper level, help an artist at a much deeper level. So those are the three. Those are the three. You'll have to change. Your idea of success is misguided, or you're afraid of what people will think. So I love y'all. Click the links in the description if you are interested in a coaching session with me. Listen, you don't need to be terrified anymore. You have better things to concentrate on. All right. I love y'all. Peace, peace. Artists, creatives, and designers, it has been an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. I'm grateful for your encouragement, love, respect, and support. Follow this podcast and share this episode with another creative who needs to hear it. Your positive ratings and reviews are highly appreciated. Screen capture this episode, post it, and tag me on Instagram at DreamAloudArt so I can show the love in return. For more information on having an artist consultation with me or for being on the YouTube show for artist interviews, check the description on this episode or go to respecttheartist.com. That's RESPECTHEARTISTS.com. Much love to y'all. And remember, RTA stands for Respect the Artists. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace, peace from here to the Far East.